Hey everyone, we're under the Y62 Nissan Patrol, just doing the next oil change. As you can see, that's the last of the oil coming out there. But I found an oil leak at only 13,000 kilometres. Wait till you see this one. If you're looking at the videos, you would have seen we use the decent quality oil for the oil changes. We use genuine parts. I mean, the vehicle's under warranty, even genuine clean screen, windscreen washer solvent. Even genuine sun plug washers. I don't really like the quality of them, to be honest. I mean, look at that little manufacturing kick out the side there. I mean, bloody, it's just ridiculous. Like, have a look. I mean, maybe that's how they're meant to be, but must be a special design or something, I guess. But, mate, just give me like a Toyota sun plug washer. Keep it simple. They just don't leak. Anyway, genuine filter. And I've just taken off this, well, I won't call it a bash plate. It's more of a front ahead of where the bash plate is non-existent, but let me get out of the bloody light. Look at it, and I see all this oil on. Look at this, all this oil on the bash plate, and I'm like, what? What's going on here? And then I come to the vehicle and I go, what? Didn't we clean it properly? I go, look, there's all this oil. There's all oil. It's not too bad. I mean, it's only lost probably 50 mil, but you can quite clearly see it's the genuine filter. Unless we don't know how to put oil filters on. I mean, it's pretty straightforward stuff. So it's either got a leak at the... I have had it before, never on a genuine Toyota filter, by the way, never. I've had it on Motorcraft on the Fords. I've had it on Ryco, whatever. I can tell you all the ones I've had it on. Never on a Toyota. And now I can tell you I've had it on a Nissan. What I don't know at the moment on the Nissan is it leaking at the seam? Because I've had that before where it's just not quite quality at the seam there. Or is it leaking at the O-ring? I've had it where the O-ring, you can't see it, but it's damaged or it's got a manufacturing little cut in it. So first thing I want to do is give it a bit of a wipe so I can get a grip on it and then grab it and just make sure it's not loose, which it won't be. Then I've got some cleaning up to do and then I'm going to put a new filter on. So, mate, if you've got a Nissan, don't trust genuine parts the way you just work on Toyotas, because I've never had a leaking oil filter on a Toyota, anything like this. All right, just trying to give you all a good view. So whatever you wanted to see, have a good look at it, because it's the last time you're going to see it like that. All right, wash it on. So that's the old washer. The nib side goes down the bottom towards the sun plug, in case you're wondering which way. I'd imagine it probably wouldn't matter too much, but you kind of like screw it on. And see what I mean? That little, what I reckon's a dodgy at the top there at 12 o'clock. Like a manufacturing defect. It's probably normal because the old one's got it. So yeah, anyway, that's the way it goes. The new filters, they come shrink wrapped in plastic straight from China. Oh, look, I don't know where they're made. Anyone read that? I don't want to tell you too much, but it's Nish. So in really big in English, it says Nissan genuine parts oil filter with a part number. And then we've got a little bit of information there. I suppose, yeah, I suppose you got to put in, yeah, okay, you got to put, what do we got? 1, 2, 1, 2. So we've got in 3, no, 2, there's 2. What's that anyway? Is that Japanese? Must be it. Lightly oil gasket, a screw filter more than 2/3 of a turn after initial contact, tightening torque. Well, hard to put a torque wrench on that. Run it over to check for leaks. I'll tell you what, you must obviously got to check harder. So this is the old one. All I've done is wipe it clean so I can sort of see a bit more of what's going on. Bit of oil down there, but not too much. Is it loose? Oh, I reckon I can probably get it, but I wouldn't say that's loose. Now I'll get the oil drain tray over here. What we do is we finish up completely over here first, which is what we've done. Beautiful. Now let's just have a look. You can work it out from where it made contact. Did I not have it tight? It's still, so where it first makes contact, you can measure, okay? Right, so you can measure it if you like. Nothing's gonna run out. Oh no, there it is. Right, so let's just go, that's where it made contact, probably a bit before that. So, if that says Nissan there, oh, the Nissan's coming around. That's probably it about there, and we're even more than that, but anyway. let's just get it off this time and have a bit of a look. Do an inspection on it, see what we can find. It's got the built-in save the leak all over your chassis bracket. Like the Hilux has got the K-On aftermarket one, you know what I mean? Small oil filter on a big engine. So I thought, you know what? Sometimes I'll say, oh, oil filters will last a bit longer, and I'm sure it will, but I'm just like, you know what? I'll just change it anyway for the sake of, what are they, 20 bucks or something, I think it was. Whoa. There you go. I told you I like these drain trays because then I can see what's going on in afterwards rather than the bulk drum setup. Still on a stand, but and then you've got your backup plan and just empty one at a time. Just wondering if there's any sort of issue with any of this, but I'll clean it up when it finished running oil and have a bit of a look at it. I thought, all right, let's do a bit of a muck around and put this under the microscope, because I've had it before where there's a tiny little cut in the seal. Can't hold all the lights at once, unfortunately. In this seal, I'm trying to do it one-handed, so just give me a break. And this seal comes off, obviously. I'm going to have a look at that. I'll clean it up. So I was just giving that a bit of a clean up. Should I have a microscope? Bit of fluff on it from the rag, because the rag had some dog hair, because the bloody rags, that time I got a bag from Bunnings, and they were just crap rags. Don't do that again. What's everyone asking, where do I get the rags from? Well, mate, I don't want to tell you where to get them from, because they might not be any good quality where you are, but check your bags of rags, just have a good look at them. But look, I can't see any damage on that, so why did that leak? I don't know, that's bizarre, but I'll do the other one up even tighter and we'll see what happens. But we're not weak, and as tight as we can humanly do it up is usually enough. Like it says, from contact, more than 2/3 of a turn, okay? Well, let's do that, but it's once you're bottoming out metal to metal, that's all you can do. Let's have a look at the surface on the car. I think, you know, I don't think it's a problem. It's a bit rough there. Maybe that rough pitted area. This could be onto something, because you can see what I mean about the metal. You can't, once the oil filter housing hits the metal, and that's what's happened, either on the first or second oil filter, which was us, the second oil filter. So it wasn't the first one. So point is, you do it up, it hits there, that's it. You can't get the O-ring to squash anymore once the metal's hitting the metal. So if this continues to leak, then this will need to be replaced, I believe, because it's got a bit of pitting. Right, so it's smooth, it's a little bit hair going there. It's all right at the bottom, but it's got this pitting up there. So what I'm gonna do, because I like knowing about things, because some people will say, just get a bit of wet and dry and rub that, and you're right, I could do that. And they would eliminate that. So what we're gonna do now is, we're gonna eliminate the oil filter by just making sure everything's clean, lubing the seal, and putting the oil filter on nice and tight, and 2/3 plus, whatever you wanna call it. And it's gonna make contact with the metal, and we're all gonna learn something. Because next time I do an oil change, if it's like that again, then there's a good chance this pitting, there's just oil pressure just enough to just push past that rubber seal because of the unsmooth surface. And then what we'll do is, rather than go to Nissan under warranty and then the kids work on it and unbolt this, that you could just replace that. You can see it's 4 bolts, I believe, without looking too hard. 2 clamps, 4 bolts, really easy. But rather than get the kids to replace it, we'll just get the wet and dry and we'll give that a rub and smooth that up. Not this time, next time. So subscribe, turn the bell on. I'll put the new oil filter on. Let's see if I can get it right this time. So obviously this is the old one. This is the new one. I've lightly oiled it actually with new oil. Just thought you might take a look in there and see how black that element is, because it has a bit discoloured to it compared to this one. So yeah, you can put some oil in that if you like, but it's not the end of the world if you don't. Bada bing. I'm going to put this oil filter, screw it on. Let's see what happens. Anyway, old oil filter in the bin. Sprayed a bit of brake cleaner under there. That's where you can see the writing on the oil filters even coming off. So it gives me a lot of confidence, because I reckon I can still see a thing of oil in the crack there. You can see what I'm talking about here. But look, we'll assume that's not a leak because, you know, I've done it so tight, like as tight as you humanly can do it by hand. You know, you can't get any. I could do both. I'll check it again and we'll keep an eye on it this time. And just wondering if that's, yeah, just bloody, once you got a leak, then you're always wondering. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we'll be checking for leaks as soon as we start the engine because bloody dodgy Nissan stuff. Anyway, I don't know. I don't have this issue on other cars, so I've got to say that. I mean, it just seems odd. Bada bing, bada boom. I'll put it back together. Stay tuned. Let's see what happens on the next oil change video. Anybody else had this issue on their Y62 Patrol doing their own oil changes? Because if you take it to the dealer, you're not going to see what's going on. They're just going to clean it up and you're not going to know, kind of, whatever. Maybe they've all got a very minor leak and that's the quality control. I don't know. Anyway, bada bing, bada boom. Catch you on the next one. See ya.